Tonight, you are going to fall asleep. You will close your eyes, lose consciousness, and lie completely still for hours. You will have no idea what is happening around you. You will not be able to run. You will not be able to fight. You will not even be able to scream. And for those hours, something ancient and terrifying becomes true about you. You are prey. Not metaphorically, not in some distant evolutionary sense. Right now, in the dark, your body enters a state that your ancestors feared more than almost anything else on Earth. Total vulnerability. And here is the question that should keep you up at night, but somehow never does. If sleep makes every living creature this helpless, why does anything wake up at all? Why don't predators just wait? Why don't lions walk through the savanna at night, picking off sleeping zebras one by one? Why doesn't every apex predator simply exploit the one window when their prey cannot fight back? Most people assume the answer is obvious. Predators sleep too. Or prey hide well enough. Or animals have good enough ears to wake up in time. But that is not quite right. Because when scientists actually started studying this, really studying it, they found something far stranger. Something that turns out to say as much about you as it does about any lion or zebra. The real answer reaches all the way back to the origin of sleep itself. It touches on one of the most counterintuitive arms races in the history of life. And by the end of this, you will never think about your own sleep the same way again. Stay with this until the end, because the last part changes the whole picture. Let us start with the most dangerous moment in nature. Imagine you are a wildebeest on the African savanna. It is 3 in the morning. You have been grazing for hours and your body is shutting down whether you like it or not. Your eyelids are heavy, your muscles are slow. Your reaction time is a fraction of what it was at noon. A lion is 30 feet away, watching you. This is the scene that evolution has been running for hundreds of millions of years. And the question is, why does the wildebeest survive it? The first thing to understand is that predators are not as advantaged in the dark as we imagine. Most large predators do hunt at night. Lions, leopards, wolves, crocodiles, they are built for low-light conditions. Better night vision, sharper hearing, quieter movement. But here is the thing. So is the prey. Evolution is not a one-sided game. For every adaptation a predator develops, the prey is developing a counter-adaptation at exactly the same time. Researchers who study predator-prey dynamics call this a co-evolutionary arms race, and it has been running for so long that both sides are now extraordinarily well matched. The wildebeest did not stay helpless. It evolved in response to the lion, and one of the most powerful responses it developed is something so simple it sounds almost too obvious to be true. It barely sleeps at all. A wildebeest sleeps around 30 minutes per day in total. Let that sit for a second. You sleep around 7 or 8 hours. A wildebeest gets 30 minutes, and those 30 minutes are broken into tiny fragments, micro-sleeps of a few minutes each, scattered across the day and night. This is not unusual in the animal kingdom. It is actually the rule. Horses sleep 3 hours a night, much of it standing up. Giraffes average less than 2 hours, and they almost never lie down. African elephants sleep as little as 2 hours per night in the wild, the shortest sleep of any land mammal ever recorded, confirmed by researchers at the University of the Witwatersrand, who tracked wild elephants with activity monitors and sleep loggers between 2014 and 2015. These animals are not sleep-deprived in the way we would be. They have evolved a completely different relationship with sleep than humans have. They compress it, fragment it, and distribute it in ways that minimize the window of total vulnerability. But that is only one piece of the answer. Because here is what is fascinating. Even when prey animals are deeply asleep, they are not fully offline. In 1992, a researcher named Jerome Siegel, who would go on to become one of the world's leading sleep scientists, began studying how animals in genuinely wild conditions, not labs, actually cycle through sleep. What he and his colleagues found over decades of research overturned a lot of assumptions. Sleep is not a single state. It is a spectrum, and prey animals spend most of their sleep time in what is called slow-wave sleep, a lighter phase where the brain is still processing environmental information: sound, smell, vibration. The body is resting, but part of the brain is still on guard. Think about the last time you were sleeping somewhere unfamiliar. a hotel room, a friend's couch. You probably woke up more easily than you do at home. Small sounds startled you. Your brain was doing exactly what a prey animal's brain does every night. It was keeping one eye open. Now multiply that sensitivity by millions of years of evolution, and you start to understand why a sleeping zebra is not as easy a target as it looks. The zebra is not unconscious. It is in a state of monitored rest. And the moment the wind shifts, the moment a smell or a sound or a vibration does not match the background, that zebra is awake and running within a fraction of a second. Studies measuring startle response times in large prey animals found that many can go from sleep to full sprint in under a second. For context, a trained human athlete takes around 0.15 to zero point 0.2 seconds just to react to a starting pistol, while already awake and expecting it. So the sleeping animal is not as vulnerable as it seems. But there is still a deeper reason that predators do not simply exploit sleeping prey en masse. And this is where the story gets genuinely strange. Predators need to sleep too. This sounds obvious, but the implications are not. When biologists mapped the sleep patterns of predators versus prey across different ecosystems, they found something unexpected. Apex predators, animals with no natural enemies, actually sleep far more than the animals they hunt. Lions sleep 15 to 20 hours a day. Pythons can sleep for up to 23 hours. Large sharks enter states of rest that look remarkably like deep sleep. Why would the animal at the top of the food chain sleep more than the animal at the bottom? The answer is energy. A lion does not graze. It cannot eat small, constant meals the way a wildebeest can. It hunts in explosive bursts, consumes an enormous meal, and then needs extended rest to process that caloric load, repair muscle tissue, and reset its nervous system for the next hunt. Sleep, for predators, is not a vulnerability. It is a performance tool. And this creates a timing mismatch that protects prey in ways that are easy to miss. When a lion is hungry and alert and hunting, most of the herd is also alert, grazing, moving, watching. When the herd is in its deepest rest cycle, the lion is likely to be in a post-meal recovery sleep of its own. The windows of simultaneous vulnerability, predator awake, prey asleep, are narrower than you would expect. Nature solved this problem without any conscious planning. It solved it through millions of years of death. Every animal that made itself too vulnerable at the wrong time left fewer descendants. Every predator that hunted inefficiently left fewer descendants. What survived was a system of mismatched rhythms that, almost by accident, kept both sides alive long enough to reproduce. And here is where it becomes about you. Because you are one of the strangest sleepers in the animal kingdom. You sleep for 7 or 8 hours. Solid, consolidated, largely immobile. By the standards of most large mammals, you are remarkably vulnerable. You do not sleep in microfragments like a wildebeest. You do not have one eye monitoring the environment the way most prey animals do. So how did humans survive? The answer, confirmed by anthropologist David Sampson at the University of Toronto, who studied hunter-gatherer sleep patterns in communities like the Hadza of Tanzania, is that humans essentially outsourced their nighttime security. We slept in groups. And we slept at different depths at different times. In a group of sleeping humans, somebody is always in a lighter phase of sleep. Somebody's brain is always closer to the surface. The group collectively acts like the monitoring system that a single wildebeest needs on its own. Sampson found something else remarkable. Hunter-gatherer communities he studied almost never went to sleep at the same time and almost never woke at the same time. Their sleep schedules were naturally staggered, so that there was almost always at least one person either awake or in very light sleep at any given hour of the night. The community was the alarm system, perfectly calibrated over tens of thousands of years. No conscious design, just the survivors of every group that failed. And then we invented something that broke the system. Electric light pushed human sleep later and later. Separate bedrooms isolated individuals from the group rhythm. Alarm clocks synchronized everyone into the same schedule, destroying the stagger that kept the whole group safe. We are now the only large mammal on Earth that the majority of individuals sleep alone, in the dark, completely isolated from the group that evolution built us to sleep inside. It probably does not put you in danger from lions. The predators are gone, but the system is still running. Your brain still expects the group. Your sleep is still calibrated for a world where the person next to you was your survival. And when you lie awake at 3 in the morning, heart beating a little too fast, mind scanning for threats that are not there, that is not anxiety. That is your ancient nervous system noticing that the group has gone quiet and waiting for a sound that tells it everything is still okay.